Florida State just dismantled LSU the other night. And a lot of people are now asking, wait a second, is this like legit? Is Florida State back? They're back. They're absolutely back. Florida State is the real deal. You are at such a disadvantage if you didn't watch the game. Because if you didn't watch it, you may think it's a flukish outcome, or you may think LSU just wasn't all they're cracked up to be. If you're anti-FSU, I have terrible news for you. It's neither of those things. LSU's good. They're good. LSU's going to embarrass some people this year. LSU's going to win a lot of football games. But man, so is Florida State. When we did our best case and worst case and most likely on them, and I said 12-0 was the best case, I got a lot of pushback on that. These athletes that you're watching, if you're watching on YouTube, those cats right there, that's why the best case is 12-0 and not 11-1 or 10-2. Mike Norvell is a guy who knows how to acquire talent, develop talent, and disperse talent. So if you think of a piece of toast, in some places, they glob the butter on the toast, but they don't spread it out. So what I mean by that is in some programs, they can go, they recruit DB talent really well, but they cannot recruit linebackers to save their lives. Or they recruit running backs really well, but they're terrible out wide at receiver. Well, that is not well-dispersed talent. And so sometimes you can be deceived when you're looking at maybe the blue chip ratio. Oh, this team's really talented, but they're not winning. Well, where's the talent? If it's globbed up all in one or two places, that's not a good football team. That's just good recruiting rankings. Well, Florida State's got enough talent. They got enough butter on that toast, but Mike Norvell spread it out. So there's no empty spot on that toast. That butter's spread all over the place. That talent is spread all over the place. Where was the weakness? Did you watch him the other night? Where was the glaring weakness? Where's the deficiency? It's not there, is it? Yeah, so our burning question over the summer, is lower blue chip ratio going to bite Florida State? No, not unless they suffer critical amounts of injuries, which will bite anyone. Here's the other thing. Did you notice how confident and cool and calm and collected Mike Norvell looked the other night? Did it almost seem to you like Mike Norvell was seeing what he had known was coming for months? Did you feel like Mike Norvell knew something you didn't? Because I did. Norvell, that's a guy who's been doubted significantly. That's a guy who they said the same things about a couple of years ago. They're saying about Napier right now. I know no one wants to fess up to that, but you know good and well, a lot of you out there said, oh, this G5 coach, this dude from Memphis, he's going to be our next Bobby Bowden? He's going to win a title here? Well, I'm not telling you he's your next Bobby Bowden. I'm telling you he's built a championship contender there. And you know what he did? He did it the right way. And you may think to yourself, what are you talking about? He did it the right way, Josh. He cut corners. He went to the portal. Newsflash. The portal's not cutting a corner. It's cutting a corner. It's being penny wise, pound foolish if you rely on the portal to be the foundation of your team. That's not what they did. They understood we need to recruit the foundation of our team, but man, if this mechanism's here, if this lever's here, and I pull it and Keon Coleman falls out of it, I'm pulling the lever. I'm not going to do like some other people in this conference and say, don't need it. Don't need it. Yeah, you do. You need it because they do it at Florida State. So how seriously should we take them? That's the number one question in my DMs. Very seriously. You don't need to wait. You don't need to see if they suffer a letdown. It's not a guarantee they're going undefeated or anything like that. But man, if they don't go undefeated, it'll be because someone pulled off a Herculean task. And that in 2023 is beat Florida State. Home, on the road, I don't care. It is really good to see that brand back. It's really good to see that program back. It's really good to see it pay off for Mike Norvell. This is what some people, like me, have longed for. Challengers to Clemson in the ACC because it ups the level of everyone's game. And scaling programs in the state of Florida. I'd love to see Florida do it. I'd love to see Miami do it. But I love to see Florida State doing it because that means more talent stays home. And that, along with things happening in Texas and California, is the ultimate key to competitive balance in college football. It is not an expanded playoff. That is a fool's errand. It is major programs in the most talent-rich states in America being good enough to keep their talent at home instead of going to Athens, Georgia, and Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Columbus, Ohio. That's why those programs are so good. It's not because of the system. It's because they're good and you've sucked and your talent's left your backyard and gone and played for them. If you're good all of a sudden and your talent stays home, they'll still be good too. They just won't be quite as good. And that's all you ever needed to do. Just shave a little bit off the top and add a little bit to yourself, and voila. Instead of 2 or 3 teams who can win the title, you enter a year with 6 or 7 that can win the title. And then the next year, 9 of them can win the title. And you've got competitive balance. And it's for the reasons no one ever even thought about.